Here you go. Yay. Okay, can everyone just send a quick message in the chat that you can hear us and you can see us, please? Okay. Can see and hear. Perfect. Great. Great. Okay, let's wait a couple more minutes and then we will start. How are you doing?
Oh, a bit nervous, but yeah, it feels good because since the first beginning when I started with IVFs, I've been like transparent because I felt like the only person in the world. So, and then you see that you're not.
I think that it is like one of the most important things to remain transparent, especially for you as a former patient, as the one who already finished your journey. And it's kind of like, for me, it's very helpful when patients actually share their story honestly, without like, with all the hidden pitfalls, all the challenges, struggles, because what I can actually observe lately, or with my colleagues, we actually spoke with Lydia. I believe you remember Lydia, of course.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're still connected.
yeah, so I mean, we entered the platform Reddit, and we were like reading the different like feeds and threads about fertility journeys, and some of these stories were actually just like made up. They were just prepaid because it totally sounded like unreal. Especially, do you remember I told you that some of the women I've been corresponding, she actually sent me the photo where it was said that the patient finished solo journey using own eggs at 49 years old. So, but again, I'm about truth and transparency always. And I'm absolutely grateful for you for agreeing to have this webinar, because honestly, I truly believe that it will be filled with a bunch of useful information, and it will be honest and transparent. Knowing you for so many years already, I know that it will be like that, and no other else.
Yeah,
Okay, so I think we can already start. What do you think?
yeah,
Maybe you need a glass of
yeah.
water or maybe tea or something.
I have it here. Everything.
I have my cup of coffee here already. Okay, so I believe we should start from the beginning. Uh,
Yeah,
I would like to share actually the first step, the agency selection. How did you, I mean, what was the main criteria for you when you started? Because I mean, it is really brave to have actually solo fertility journey abroad. And why you chose Ukraine as your destination, and what was your criteria when you were selecting agencies? Because as you know, there are so many agencies in Ukraine.
I hadn't decided for Ukraine. I was more like probably I would like something closer. But I had been to Denmark 3 times, retrieving my own eggs, and just like poof, money out the window. And I felt like I was in a production line. It was just like next, next. I couldn't get the. Uh, I had no one to send messages to talk to call up if I was like, well, now they're saying that the eggs are this and that size. Should I still have that trigger date and so on? I had like no one. I could write an email and get an email back like 2 days later.
See?
So when I was finished with my own eggs, they said, "Yeah, you can come to us in Denmark, and we do it with donor eggs." And I was like, "No, no, no, no. I'm done with Denmark." So I went to some seminars. I lived in Norway then, I
Mm-hmm.
went to some seminars with an agency from another country, not Ukraine, but I felt like they were selling me the concept and that we are this and that good and we can fix it anytime. And, you know, it
Yeah.
was nothing about, it was just like you pay and we give you a baby almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, this feels like production line again, but I have to pay more money since it's uh, egg donation and sperm donation. So it's like, no. And then I don't really remember how I got in touch with you. I think that it was in one of these egg donor IVF groups.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone uh, showed me that you were going to have an webinar, and I joined. And
Yeah.
everything that you talked about, could this be right?
Yeah. As far as I remember, yes, we had a webinar about egg donation programs. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, I felt that you were just, it was not business like in that way. It wasn't like a production line. You didn't try to sell me everything. And at times you actually said like, I'll look into that. I'm not really sure. I'll look into it when people had questions. And that made me feel like they are actually doing this. And when it came to how the program works with everything, you
Mm-hmm.
you have you get picked up by a car, you have an apartment or hotel, and you are back and forth. And it's not like you come there, you're there one day and then you're out of the program. No, I came for 3 days, and the next time for transfer I came, was it 5 or 6 days?
It was about a week, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I
About a
think
week.
it was 6 days because
Yeah.
I had a 17 hours delay from Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm.
So and I felt like they are really taking care of me. That was it. And I felt for you girls, you know. I was like, you could feel it that it was heart to heart, and you followed me all through, not just to the program, but all the way to the hospital in a way. You did. And no, so I never felt alone.
Thank you. Thank you for these words. Then I believe we did something right. Actually, you made me cry too. And I'm getting emotional. Uh,
It's the time to say that my daughter has your name for a reason.
yeah,
No, for two, for you, and because the meaning is peace.
peace. Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
that's because of you. I mean, I didn't know the meaning of my name, actually. I believe in your language, yeah? It is in your language, yeah? Meaning peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know the meaning. So, yeah, that's amazing. And when you were telling me about your experience in other clinic and when you got in contact with us, here
Mm.
comes another question. Because some of clinics and some of actually people on forums and social media, they actually tell us that there is no need to be to go through the agency, but go to the clinic directly. What are your thoughts about that? What was
No,
like,
but no, that is what I did in Denmark. But I don't think that they have agencies. I don't know. But I
mhm,
had the clinic, and then you have no contact person except for sending an email. You don't have you don't have people there for you. They are just doing the medical stuff.
mhm,
That's it.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, that's what we were also telling like our clients who were actually asking such kind of questions about why shouldn't we go with the clinic directly, and we were trying to explain that the clinic does the medical part only, and they, I mean, it's like a routine job for them, the medical part. that goes from day to day, and it's not like something personal, emotional. They don't take it too close to their heart and all this stuff. For ours, as you know, it's like it's much more than just the job. It's kind of like a mission that we are proudly um undergoing, and we have this kind of like important role. And I suppose you remember I told you that when I gave birth to my son, I was actually planning like not to come back to this field anymore, but then I don't know, something brings me back here all the time, so I believe I'm supposed to be here.
You are. Oh my God, you sat there with me during transfer, and since I couldn't take the pictures, you took pictures for me from the screen.
From the screen of the embryo.
You video filmed the screen when
Yeah,
they put her in. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I remember, yes. Uh, maybe you will share me the problems you faced and struggles you faced when you started solo fertility journey abroad. Maybe there were some kind of complications on your way to motherhood. Maybe
Well,
something coming up.
I started late. I started late. I wanted what everybody almost wants from young age anyway. I wanted a husband and a house and a car and the whole shebang. But closing in on 40, hadn't found it. And it's not like you make babies with someone that you've known for a year or two because you
Mhm,
don't really know them. So when I was 42, I started with the IVFs and they gave me a 5% chance. But in my head, it was still like, my sister has 3 kids, it's her DNA. So for
mhm.
me, it was like I wanted something. My cousin on my mom's side, there is only one. He will never have kids. So it was like the genetics was so much for me.
I see.
So I tried 3 times and I only got 1 egg and 1 embryo. That's it. And then I said, no, I'm not doing this. I can't. I didn't have the money
You had three
either.
stimulations and one egg retrieved.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah. And then my dad died, and the next year was the pandemics. And during the pandemics, I got it. Many people got stressed, but I got so relaxed because the whole world stopped. So I was out paddling, and I could just, like get into me, my heart, my soul. I got my soul with me on the train. It had been away for some time, I think, and I was like, no, really, genetics is not everything. And now I know that I made a lot of research, and also the doctor that I had in Ukraine,
Mhm.
she's a mastermind. Talked about genetics and that we are 99 or 98% all alike, but
All alike.
depending on it's like a pearl string that breaks up and then gets put back in another order.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh no, even if I had my own DNA, she or he could look totally different. Um, it's it's not a guarantee at all. Even if I have like green eyes and the other person have green eyes, he or she could get blue eyes. You don't know. So I was like, no, I'm doing this. I'm doing the egg donation as well. And then I feel like if I can't use my eggs, then I think it's my right to choose the female,
Yeah.
what she is like, what she looks like, what she is like, and so on. And when it comes to the male, I'm like, if it's a couple, she has chosen him, she has chosen his genes. So I think I have the right to do that as well for both of them, since I don't have neither of them. And in Ukraine, I could see the pictures of him as a small child, and I started laughing because he looks just like my mom that age. And now when I put my daughter at age 2, no, she was just over a year last year, and my mom's picture next to each other. They look alike. I
Oh my
laughing.
goodness.
And
Ah,
the girl, I fell for her because she was just like sparkling. She wasn't the most beautiful of them, but she looked bubbly. And she's just like the way Yarina is now, just like all over and smiling and happy, and she laughs all the time.
impressive.
I'm like, oh, can I go to bed now? But then I wake up like, I'm like, oh my God, I love you. I'm like, oh, yeah, I love you too.
And here you told me about the beginning of pandemic and how you actually found peace. So I believe it was also the time when you realized that you are ready to go with the egg donor. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I see. I see.
I needed that. I needed to everything to shut down because if it would still be open, then I would probably, like borrow money or something and go into the IVF again with old
Mm-hmm.
eggs. Probably because I was stressed out. You know, I was still in my mind. It was still I wanted a mini me in a way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I had to, and then it was like almost a year and a half or two that nothing happened, and then I lost more eggs. Of course, I got more infertile. So it's just like I need to do this now. I don't know if the participants knows my age, but I was 46 when I came to Ukraine,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
I was 47 when I gave birth. So I'm 49 now.
Welcome to your birth. Again, when you made your decision to start with the egg donor,
Mm.
what were crucial factors for you? I mean, when selecting the egg donor, maybe you had some fears about selecting egg donor or something. I mean,
Not really. People say that, well, the child can get some have some diseases like get I don't know what um, ADHD or some other
mhm,
autism or something. And I'm like, you never know. You can get that anyway. And the clinic has checked everything as far as things can be checked.
yeah,
Then you can't
yeah,
do anything about nature.
yeah,
And I wanted, of course, it was like I wanted a bit like of my
appearance, yeah.
colors or something. Yeah. But
Mhm.
we don't have the same skin type. We don't have the same hair. We don't have the same eyes or face or
Well,
anything.
the same with my daughter. We don't have the same hair type, eye color, nothing, honestly. And when people see her by my side, they actually always surprised.
No, for
Yeah.
me, they are like, oh, you look so same. It's a bit of the hair color, but mine is dyed. So I'm like, that's a heart shaped. I don't. And she has blue eyes and mine are green. No.
Um,
We are bubbly, both of us.
what was the hardest thing about starting the journey as solo fertility journey, especially like being in your 40s already? Because what I can see, like the tendency for solo fertility journeys has significantly increased, especially for women over 40. And
Mm.
I read a few women like who actually undergoing this journey right now, and they are telling about the lack of support, about the lack of information. Uh, did you feel that way when you started this journey? I mean, were you like trying to find some information, but you failed to do so, or something like that?
Do you mean the egg donation or the whole fertility
I mean,
journey?
the information about the clinic, about the agency, about the process itself, how actually happens, like when you arrive to the clinic, especially in foreign country, what you should expect, what questions you should ask, what are your rights, all this stuff. I mean,
I didn't know anything. I knew I went to like the Denmark thing, that is Scandinavia. So for me, it was just like going to a sister's house, more or less. But I didn't know Copenhagen, and I had to get my own hotel room, and I didn't know the city. I got off the bus and I didn't know where to go or
Mm-hmm.
anything. Um, and when it came to the whole program with egg donation, I chose you, and I stuck with that. But you had already told me like it's the plane ticket, and you need to do this and that beforehand, or come here and we do that. And you need to come to one first trip, and then it's the transfer the next time.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me everything. You told me that you're picking me up, everything. So I was just feeling I had total confidence. So I sat on a plane, I arrived, and it was a lot of military, and I was like, oh, and many people didn't speak English, but I was like, that's fine. I'm not. I don't need to know the language to communicate anyway.
Yeah, and you were having us by your side all the time, all the time.
Yeah, I had you by my side all the time, and I learned a few phrases in Ukrainian as well.
That's,
Дуже дякую.
oh, дуже дякую. Nice. Thank you very much for those who would like to understand the meaning. Дуже дякую means thank you very much. It sounds really nice. Uh,
Practice.
yeah, I'm just like, I'm trying to understand. I mean, actually to bring any idea what could actually could cause any struggles for women who undergoing the this fertility journey alone, what kind of information they may fail to find. That is why I thought maybe you have that kind of like recommendation of what they should pay attention to when selecting the country, first of all, when selecting the clinic, and when selecting the agency. Again, you recommended to go with the agency, not with the clinic directly, because if you'd like to get that kind of support, connection, not just the medical, like, routine thing. So I thought maybe we are missing something. Maybe there is more to provide to these women to help them to go through this journey like easier and without complications.
Oh my God. I can't really think about anything because
Mhm.
since I had that experience with just being one of the patients in and out, and I came with you and you sent me messages every day, you checked up on me, you
I hope you are not too annoying.
no no, oh my God, you're my family now, you know that. I was supposed to go to Ukraine the next year, but I couldn't because of what happened. So, but we are coming. No, but it was that I was so I had struggled for so long, and I had done this alone. I lived in southern Norway, and my mom up in the northern Sweden. I had nobody. I had lived there for 1.5 decade almost, but I didn't really have really close friends. I lived to work and I went home. I had this, like, but eggs. Hmm. Then
Mhm.
it's not. Then you're not the mother, and like all this stuff,
Mhm. Mhm.
and nobody really had an understanding. But I was so fed up. I was so tired. I was old, and I was just like, if you're gonna talk like that, then just shh, don't. And I was so tired. So I was when I had that meeting with you, and we had another one and another one, I think, because it was a few things that I thought maybe sounded like and then I just felt like, oof, I can have someone there to hold my hand the whole way, someone that is just a message away. If I have questions, if I'm nervous about something, and so on. What I think people don't know when they start this journey, I'm a mastermind of Google and these all these groups and so on. So I have like 700 hours of research my own. Uh, that is the thing about DNA and how it can change and what happens with the embryo that is from an egg from one and semen from another, but put in a third person. What happens with the embryo? Because it would develop in another way if it was in the woman who gave the egg. People don't know.
I see.
And they don't know how much you will love that kid.
Yeah. I think, like, for many women, it's about acceptance and finding peace, the one that you did when
Yeah,
pandemic started. And,
I had to run out of eggs, and that is, I had to be 47 to do it. Of course, I wish that I had done it a few years earlier, that I that I did the first IVF and then went straight to egg donation, but then I would probably have done it in Denmark.
Mhm.
Then I wouldn't have my child, the one I have today. I wouldn't have the journey. I wouldn't have the history. I wouldn't. She would probably have a sibling, but she's so much. So I right now I couldn't take another one. I think, but um, no. In a way, it was the right place, the right time. I have the right kid, and I am the right age because I sold my apartment in Norway. A very small apartment. Took the money, went to northern Sweden. I could buy a bigger apartment and a car for cash, and I still have 50,000 euros left. I'm
And
like,
yeah,
yes, I'm 49, but we are fine. So I'm not working right now because we are renovating and I don't get any money from anywhere. I will do that and I will apply for a job when we are settled in our apartment in January.
currently your priorities are the most important. You actually concentrated on motherhood and renovation, and that's amazing. Yeah.
I love my work. I had it for 14 years, but I just quit. And they're like, "Do you have another one?" I'm like, "No, but we're moving to close to my family so I can have my mother there so that my daughter can grow up with my mother
Yeah.
also and have more people in her life because I don't have a family. I don't have
Yeah.
boyfriend, husband, anything. So
And
after
your mom,
18 and a half years in Norway, I moved to the north of Sweden.
so was it a very hard decision, or I think it was the right decision?
It was the only decision. I couldn't have, no. I want to give her a good life.
Yeah,
I want to give her a family.
I'm sure you will do that. You are doing this already. You are a wonderful mother, and I know that Yaya is your world right now, and she's your family, and you are shining. You are shining through the video, through the photos I receive, and oh, so yeah, it's amazing. This is the most important, like that you had that ultimate goal to become a mom, and you became a mom of a beautiful daughter, a beautiful baby girl, and this is the most important. And you are giving her the best life you can give. So you are
It
doing
was
everything
so
right.
scary since I had never ever even changed a diaper before this. I had held like, I think, three babies in my life.
Yeah.
That's it. I have never babysat a small child. Nothing. So my daughter is my teacher.
Aww.
She
That's
is.
amazing. And you know what is the most important is that you will remember every lesson with her, like from changing diaper to colics to first steps to crawling, all this stuff to teething. Oh, so yeah. I believe,
She gave the meaning to my life actually, because it was like just flowing, going to work, doing this, doing that. It was, what's the meaning? The meaning for me is to wake up and go to sleep with her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, from my side, you see, I had the last question, how to prepare yourself emotionally for a solo fertility journey, but you gave an answer to that. But I also can see the question here. Matilda, hi, you decided to go by yourself, no partner to hold your hand. Was it hard to come to this decision?
No, no. Well, yeah, when it was the IVFs, yes, but then you had all the downs with that, and it just made me tired. And then to go to Ukraine to do this, no, it wasn't hard. But then it was um the security in Ukraine was getting worse, like the Russian thing. So my stepdad, he's in the military, and he couldn't tell me everything that he maybe knew a little bit about, besides what was in the newspapers. But as you know, he came the last days,
Yeah, I remember him,
and
of
he
course.
had made an exit plan. But that is only because I told him that I told all of them that I wanted to do this by myself. I invited him because he's my mother's husband.
Yeah,
They've
bonus.
been
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
dad until the 2019. So I wanted him to feel more into the family. I would
Involved,
rather
more
have my
involved.
mother, of course. My mother is my best friend, but I invited him, yes, so he came the last days.
Yeah,
But no, that was an easy decision. I am I have traveled. I moved away from home when I was 16, and I moved 1,000 Swedish miles from north to Stockholm when I was 21. And at 31, I moved over to Norway. So I'm used to fixing things myself.
I see.
Yeah,
Problem
so that
solver.
was not a biggie.
I see. I see. Do we have more questions? If you have any questions, you can ask them. We still have time. I believe no. Oh, yes. Let's wait a little bit more. Right now it's almost 8, yeah? Oh,
It's 22. No, I don't have my glasses on. It's 22.
yeah.
20 minutes through. Yeah, 20 minutes left.
Just I believe we can. Okay. Talking about your solo journey, fertility journey is very complicated itself, but I believe it is not easy to be in it without a partner. Maybe I am wrong. Sometimes partners make it even more complicated.
Yeah. Yeah. In a way, I thought so as well.
But anyway, what is your advice for women who start this journey without a partner? How to cope with all these emotional challenges alone?
Make sure you're not alone. I was alone, as a person, a bit alone, yeah, since I didn't have my family or anything there. I didn't have any real best friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I reached out in other groups. And I wrote it on my Facebook that I was gonna do this. And it was after my first attempt with own eggs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wrote about infertility and that I had to do IVFs and so on. And I felt totally alone in the world. And then a relative of mine, he's like what's it called? He's not a cousin, but two back after that. So we're less related. But he was like, both my kids are IVFs. And a girlfriend, she's like, both my girls are. And then another one, said egg donation, just a friend. I was like, what? I didn't know that. So they started talking. Once I was so open, then they sent me personal messages that they had done this. And then I reached out in groups, and I even met a girl in Norway. So we went to one of these seminars together. We didn't know each other on beforehand, but we went together and we stuck together as friends.
Just, I apologize. Yeah, I apologize. I'm here already. Yeah.
And I think that you need to find your own inner peace. I was alone, yeah. Um, I lie on the sofa talking to my belly. I didn't even know if I was pregnant. And I decided that I am pregnant. And I acted like I was. I talked to her. I was like nesting already. I was making food and putting.
Yeah.
And you need to find your peace, your space. So actually for me, um, I think this was the best to do it without a partner. She will never ever be in a divorce. She will not see her parents fight. She will know that I'm her mother, and if I meet someone, yes, fine, but he can never take her away from me.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to split her homes, but if I meet someone and we go apart after this and that many 8 years, and
Mhm.
she really fancies him and loves him, she can go and visit. Fine, yeah, of course, but he can never take her.
Yeah. One more question. Are you going to tell your daughter how she appeared in this world?
I already do. I did that before she was born. I have books and I have told her. And when it comes to she's watching TV and she can see like, oh, there's a dad and there's a mom. And then I ask her, does Pippi Longstocking have a mother? She's like, no. Do you have a father? No. She loves Pippi Longstocking. But you have me and you have grandpa and you have grandma, and she has the people that I choose to have, like a best friend from my teens. We didn't really meet each other that much for 20, 30 years something, but now we are really close, and she's like, Jenny loves me too. I want to talk to Jenny, so I choose the people to be in her family.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But I tell her every day, and I tell her about the egg donation. I have a book about it, and I tell her, and then you came into mom's tummy. So who's mommy? It's you, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Who knows?
Uh, okay, we have one more question. Emotional challenges may be hard. Any advice how to get prepared to financial challenges associated with solo motherhood?
One more time.
Emotional challenges may be hard. Any advice how to get prepared to financial challenges associated with solo motherhood? The financial challenges.
Well, I lived the first almost 2 years of her life. I lived, and before that, I lived at 44 square meters. That's it.
Mhm.
They were like, "You're gonna have a kid, you're gonna have a child," and I was like, "No, but she doesn't need her own room. We doesn't need that much to begin with." And now she turned 2 in October. In June, I quit my job and I moved to my mom's place in search of an own apartment. And we
Mhm.
bought 64 square meters. That is not much. She doesn't have her own room, but she will have her own space. And then we'll talk about it when she gets bigger. And well, you save money, you inherit clothes from others, you buy
Mhm.
it used. I don't really buy anything for myself.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's for her. And I go on sales. 70% or more, or I don't buy it.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And I can buy, like summer clothes in January. And that is how it is. And that's the same for me. I do the same with me. I would never buy a coat for like 100 euros. That is
Yeah, yeah,
not happening.
doesn't worth it, of course. Uh,
Yeah.
but um, but do you feel struggles in this, or you're okay?
There are struggles. Oh my God, I'm 49. I have arthritis in the
By
shoulder
the
and
way,
I have back
you
problems.
don't look like 49 at all.
Thank you. No, but I loved being pregnant. I didn't have any issues besides issues.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh, but well, yeah, you have to go to the dentist. I had dental surgery. They had to put new bone into
Yeah, I
my
know.
tooth
Yeah,
bone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, who's gonna have yeah? Because there was nobody. I put it out on Facebook, and a guy I haven't met for 10 years at all. I don't know him really well, but she was only a few months old. He took her for a stroll when they did the what they call just the screening.
Yeah,
And then for the operation, my mom came from northern Sweden.
I see. Mm-hmm.
But I think the worst was during the program with all the hormones and stuff. Like you get cuckoo. I could sit by the TV and just feel a bit alone, and like. But at the same time, I just wanted the peace and quietness, so I was rubbing my belly and talking to her. By
Yeah.
then, her name was Noelle, but it changed.
But anyway, what I can see that you are enjoying your time, your alone time with your daughter. You're enjoying this, and this is the most
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She's my world.
yeah.
It feels in a way that like she saved me, actually, because I didn't. It's not life to go to work and home and think about the finances and go out on dinners and this and that. Is that life? Not for me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was to have her, even though I didn't know because I didn't have any experience with kids.
Yeah, but anyway,
But
you're ready.
I wanted to love someone.
And I believe
That's
you had so much love inside of you, and now you have your daughter to give that
yeah,
love. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I'm like sitting here. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not with her. I've never been away from her at all besides the surgery and when I
oh,
work, of course.
I
But
see.
never. She has never had a night without me ever.
Mhm. Absolute, like pure connection of mother and daughter.
Yeah, and I think when you're younger, then you want to do this and that and that. You want to go maybe on a tour with your husband or boyfriend, and without the kids, I don't have any of that. I don't. I'm her mother. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that if she's not with me.
I see.
That's the way it is. So she has traveled. She's been to Spain twice. I think she was on 10 different flights within a year and a half.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah,
Impressive.
so she's with me.
Matilda, thank you. Thank you so much for this webinar. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for sharing your experiences, sharing like these struggles. and being honest about your decision with going like with the egg donor, with your decision of finding peace in choosing this road. It means a lot, and I'm sure it will mean a lot for other people who are actually just starting this journey or considering to start this journey. I'm sure it will be helpful, very helpful. And honestly, I won't stop thanking you for that, for agreeing to have this webinar with me. So because I really wanted to make it helpful for other women. And thank you so much.
But yeah, I mean, I have one more thing about struggles that I didn't come to think of before now.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
get sick, when you get sick and the kid is sick at the same time, yeah, that can be something. That was something that I thought about before I became a pregnant parent as well. It's like, what do you do if you're sick and your child is sick? And I didn't have a car. And I was like, what do you do? I've been changing diapers on her when she had the tummy flu, and I got it at the same time. So I was standing there puking. But hey, you manage and you do that. She slapped me with the phone so that she broke the skin up here. It just blood everywhere. I took her to the
Mm.
bathroom because she was afraid I couldn't leave her. And I just taped it a little bit, took her to bed, made sure that she was sound asleep. Then I went back to tape it the correct way
Yeah, yeah.
because I really needed stitches. So you can do it. When it happens, if you have to do it, you do it and you fix it. She was sick in Spain. We had to go straight in. She just turned all red. You fix it. Got in a taxi. There was no car seat. I just held
Uh,
her. We went there. You fix it
Mothers
because you're a
are
mother.
heroes. Mothers are superheroes. They can
Yeah,
fix anything.
yeah, you can.
You just confirmed it.
Yeah, you do.
That's
And now we have Google. It was something else like 20 years ago. Now you can, 30 years ago. Now you can Google everything. Just do the right Google words. And
yeah,
if there are anyone that wants to ask other questions after this, if it's okay with you, they can go through you and send the questions that I can answer today, tomorrow, next year.
that would be amazing. That would be amazing, guys. If you have questions or maybe you'd like to talk in more details or something, feel free to message us. And yeah, of
Yeah.
course, we'll share your contact. And I got this message that was that was like spending the evening in the circle of friends talking about important and eternal. I'm impressed. Thank you.
Oh my
Thank
God,
you.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for the for devoting this evening for this webinar. Thank you for your time. I'm eternally grateful for that, and thank you everyone who joined the webinar. Have a good evening to you all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking the questions because I'm not a person that talks in front of people. I actually skip school those days because I have anxiety. But this this is a hard thing for me, a hard thing.
Yeah,
It's my baby, the infertility journey because it was hard. I felt alone, and I don't want people to feel that.
thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you for doing what you do and giving me yeah.
you. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm getting emotional again. So on my way back home, I'm gonna cry a little bit. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good evening to everyone and goodbye.
Thank you.